Well, the teeth kicking continues. That's why CT's red. Driveline I gotta replace. Yokes I gotta replace. U-joints, end caps. $1,500 in parts so far and counting. Also, a couple of crashes to show you, and more on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. It is hot as hell here. I am in Edgar, Wisconsin, about 20 miles west of Wausau and Rothschild, where I always deliver. It is Wednesday, the 23rd of August, and yeah, I'm trying to get the drive shaft fixed. I thought it was just an end cap and or U-joint from when I got towed, and you know, like I say, unfortunately, I said this in the last video, it's too late now to prove for sure it was them, even though I know it was. All I can hope is karma will come back and kick them in the shorts. You know, because, come on, you know you screwed up my truck. Ass-wagons, anyway. So now, of course, who's it land on? Me. So I got to get this done, and I took smaller highways. I stopped in Pierre, South Dakota yesterday, after I was parked in Vivian the night before. I guess my last video was Sunday night when I was up there in Douglas about to go pick up the lignite, right? And then I made it to Vivian, and then I did find that Floyd's Freightliner in Pierre, South Dakota, 30 miles north of Vivian, could get me in for Tuesday morning. So I went there, and they got me in. They looked at everything. They said, oh yeah, the drive shaft is sheared in a couple places. It obviously looks like it had been dragged on the ground. I'm like, yeah, it had. And they had really screwed it up. So they said, well, we can't do that. We can't even find the part. We would have to rebuild a custom drive shaft for you. You need, you know, the end caps. You need the U-joints, the yokes, blah, blah, blah. And we aren't capable of doing that here. Well, of course you're not. So I had to just trudge on. I drove through the night so I wouldn't have as much traffic to deal with. Took small highways, drove slow, because anytime I get above about 55 miles an hour, the vibration from the drive shaft is insane, and I just feel like it's going to shear itself apart. Made the delivery this morning, Wednesday, here just up the road in Rothschild, and on my way in, I stopped at this shop here in Edgar, ELM Truck and Refrigeration, and I explained the whole situation. I said, look, I got towed a few months ago. They obviously screwed up. They dragged it on the ground. Big problems. Is this something you guys can handle? Because the shop in Pierre could not handle it. And he said, yeah, we can probably do that. I said, all right, I got to go deliver now. I'll be back like in an hour and a half, 2 hours. And hopefully you guys can get me in. Okay, so I went and delivered, came back, checked in, and told them the whole situation again. Dropped my trailer there in their lot, and had to sit and wait a little while. Of course, it's record heat here in northern Wisconsin right now. Check this out. Yeah, heat index 105, 106. Hello! It's freaking ridiculous. And it was super hot last night, and I just had my AC system recharged 2 weeks ago in Cheyenne. And apparently it wasn't doing very well, because I was just sweating the whole time while dealing with the drive shaft issue. I stopped in Hudson, Wisconsin at the TA to fill up early this morning, and I ran inside. I got one of the cans of refrigerant, $38 for that thing. And if you've never recharged your own system with one of those cans, not hard at all. You twist the cap off, you shove the hose on there, click it into place, and while the engine's running, the AC's on high, you feed the stuff in. And thank God I did that, because otherwise I would be completely melting. I was already melting yesterday and all through the drive. It's about probably 79 degrees here in the truck right now, considering it's a heat index of 106 or more outside. That's not terrible. Upstairs, it's going to be real hot. Oh, here's another thing. When I was in Pierre, South Dakota yesterday, my APU, which I had just had serviced, had new belts put on, I had that new water pump put on, all of a sudden the AC quits on that. I was trying to take a quick nap before I got going last night, and it says low voltage, and so it's my electric generator on the APU now has got an issue, so I don't even have air conditioning while I'm sleeping. So another thing, the teeth kicking just frickin' continues. So yeah, like I said, I stopped in Hudson. I got a can of the refrigerant, put that in, so at least I can run the big engine now. My rear air still doesn't work, but I have air blowing fairly cool from the vents up here in front. I'm sure it's about 95 degrees upstairs, so good luck sleeping tonight because I can't run the APU AC. So that's something else I got to deal with. My God, it just never ends. So anyway, did get delivered this morning. As I'm always trying to say, I'm always trying to look at the positive. Blah, 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 blah. After a while, it gets really tough. Did make it to my delivery this morning. Made it over here to this shop. Thank you, Brad. Brad, who, if you might remember from my video about 2 months ago, came and met me at my delivery in Rothschild. He had the Harley Davidson, real nice motorcycle. And he told me about this shop right here in Edgar, which is about 20 miles west of where I delivered this morning. So like I say, checked in here this morning, and I'm back here now. All right, so after waiting a while, they did get it in. Of course, like I say, we're melting today because it's so friggin' hot. But they are able to handle that kind of a job here. And they did have to order a couple of parts this afternoon. Rusty and I are back in the truck. We're sitting here just literally like a quarter mile away at most at the Edgar Travel Center. Hopefully the parts will be in sometime tomorrow. And they'll be able to fix all this. $1,500 in parts already so far. Now that doesn't even include labor and everything else. God knows what this repair is going to cost. I'm over it. But at least, let's see, try to be positive. At least I made it here. When they looked at it today, they said, yeah, you couldn't have made it any more than another 200 miles without that completely falling apart. So I'm glad I got here. And thanks to Brad again for suggesting this place. He said that's where all the Wausau owner-operators go, so they seem to have their crap together and know what they're doing. So hopefully they can get that done. Then I'm going to have to go down to Plover to the carrier and have them check out the APU and see what the hell's wrong with that. It would be nice if it's something simple like a broken wire or a connection or something, but it probably won't be. It probably needs a whole new generator, which is like $2,500. You know, this is just ridiculous. It's past the point of ridiculous. And so, and let me say out there, for those of you you just need to park that truck and go buy a new truck. Blah, 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 blah. All right? Okay, this thing is paid off for one. And yes, if I'm spending like $2,000 a month or more on repairs, it's still cheaper than a brand new truck. And a brand new truck is still have maintenance, still have tires, shocks, brakes, everything else. Okay? And yes, I am seriously thinking about that. I've looked at truck prices have dropped. Used truck prices have dropped again, thank God. And that might be a possibility, and I might be looking into that, okay? So stop suggesting that. I'm looking at all options, believe me. It's just, right now, I couldn't have even made it back home without now paying for this repair. It's, you know, freaking horror show, baby. I was scheduled to pick up a load of the lignite again on Friday, this Friday, which would be the 25th. Well, obviously that's not going to happen. And I have another serial load from Northfield, Minnesota for Monday, the 28th. It delivers in Cheyenne on the 30th. Lon at HBarN did call me back, or texted me this afternoon and said, hey, he's got one, because I had to call him this morning and say, look, I can't do your Friday load, I'm sorry. But he says he's got one for next Wednesday. So if I can get repaired tomorrow here, go to the carrier maybe and have that looked at on Friday, then maybe I can pick up a short load over the weekend so I have more than just the one load paying me $1,800 on this week, because I'm obviously spending much more than that on repairs after last week with the plates coming out. So maybe I can get a decent run next week. It's just never-ending cycle. And yeah, like I say, I am looking into the possibility of getting a newer truck. I can't afford a new truck. I really don't want to have a truck payment again, but like I say, the prices have come down, so that is an option, so stop bugging me about that. I am looking into that. Okay, now I have some stuff from the dash cam and stuff I've been collecting over the past week. I've been wanting to put up there, but I have been a little busy. What do you think? All right, so first off, I do have, when I was on my way back out towards Wisconsin last week, you know how I've had 4 level 3 DOT inspections in the last 5 weeks. I'm just coming up to the Minnesota border, and they have a little sign up on the side of the road, truck inspection ahead. I'm like, really? Really? All right, so there's the first sign, truck check ahead. We'll keep going. There's the next sign, all trucks and commercial vehicles, next right. There was just a sign I just passed that truck check ahead. All commercial vehicles must stop. South Dakota is relentless. I better not have to get another level 3 since I just had one. Take the exit ramp, and there he is sitting there. So I put my window down as we're getting up close to him. And right as I'm coming up by him, I got the zoom in here. Hang on a second. Yeah, there it goes. Thumbs up, baby. Yeah, we can move on. At least as you see, I got the thumbs up, and that didn't happen again. Also, then after I delivered and I was making my way back to pick up the cereal in Northfield, Minnesota, I was going across I94, and a huge backup all of a sudden in that big construction zone. Well, apparently a big truck and a couple of cars had tangled up.
Westbound, you've got a crash in the left lane. It's those blocked up ahead. You're going to want your right lane.
Alright, there you can see that hopper truck there. Looks like they smashed into the back of that car. And then their front end's all messed up, so I have a feeling that car was the one they smashed into. Hard to say who's at fault. And now the clutch trucker zoom and slow-mo. Alright, looking carefully again. Look at that. Yeah, you can see that back window's even mashed out. Front hood's all messed up. That car fared fairly well. What do you think? Oh, and also, I guess this was this time now, coming back up after I got loaded in Wyoming, north of Lusk, Wyoming. There's one of those smaller tankers that was probably trying to make a turn and flipped himself over. And now the clutch trucker, zoom and slow-mo. Yeah, all I can figure is trying to make that corner from the north, turning right, and just took it too fast. And last Saturday night, as I was on my way to Cheyenne, trying to make it to the Walmart Distribution Center, just before the Wyoming border in Nebraska, we're down to one lane each way in a work zone, and there was a truck broken down, so they had to stop traffic so we could move over to the other side and get around them. Alright, so at least there's a few different things for you to look at instead of just listening to me complain about how I'm making no money and I'm working my ass off. Like I say, I'm crunching all the numbers and looking at everything, and yeah, if this is going to continue this way, then I'm going to have to make some sort of a change, buying a different truck or something. I've looked into some of those Western Stars, like 2018 Western Stars with about 300-ish thousand miles on them, are down to about 79,000 now. This truck is still worth money because it's a glider kit. It's got the older 1999 engine, and you don't have to run E-logs on this truck, so it's actually still worth some money. So I might be able to transition to a different truck if I had to. I really don't want to, because I love my remodel with my bed upstairs and my sink and my toilet and my fridge and freezer, my microwave and Ninja Foodie oven and all that. I don't want to have to give it up. I'm just hoping maybe the bleeding will stop soon. What do you think? And I just gotta say, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you think things are costing a lot in the stores right now, just wait until more independent drivers like me drop out of this business. More smaller trucking companies go out of business. And then it's just down to a handful of the big ones, and they're gonna start charging whatever they want, and the price of everything's gonna skyrocket because the average independent working truck driver will be out of the game. Just saying. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Just had to do an update. Gosh, it's freaking hot. Yeah, I showed you earlier how bad it is. Yeah, see, Rusty, he's panting. So, yeah. It's about grooming time for you, though, isn't it, buddy? All right, see, there's another positive. Rusty's doing better. He's got, I think 2 more pills of his medication here. And but he is doing much better. Aren't you, Rusty? Feeling better? Oh, yes, I love you, too. Those begging strips are coming. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get to your comments as soon as I can. It takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been very, very supportive. I know my last video was a big downer. I was just in a foul mood. And, you know, you can only take so much, though. I mean, come on. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter. I know I put a few things last week of Rusty on that. And, of course, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X, Elon Musk. Figure out what you want to call it, buddy. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Marty, last night, Darth Vader came down from space and told me if I don't take Lorraine to the dance, he's gonna melt my brain. George, calm down, all right? Let's keep this brain-melting things to ourselves, all right? We'll get a plan. All right, Rusty, yeah, we're down here first. No, come back down. I haven't thrown it yet. Hello, it's right here. Come down here. All right, there you go. Yeah, it's over there. I didn't move your pet bed. I'm sorry. It's so hot, I'm not paying attention to things. My buddy Roger, who I used to work with, who dispatched us at Whitestones, called me yesterday morning and was saying, so is Begging Strips giving you money? They should. And yeah, they should. For all the publicity we give them, right, Rusty? After all, we even have a song about you with the Begging Strips. He's a begging strip dog. He's a begging strip dog. Sometimes he eats too fast and it starts to cough. He's a begging strip dog. There's one by your paw, buddy. It's right by your paw. Look, right here. Did you find it? Oh, there you go. All right. Yep, there he goes. Happy dog. Let's get the happy dog look, Rusty.